Hello, magandang gabi. Kumusta po kayo? Kumusta ka, Bruce?
Hey, y'all.
Ayun. Yung po si Bruce. And that is Bruce, my co-pilot for today. Of course, always Friday. He tries to be here with us. Kumusta? Mabuhay? Magandang gabi. Ohio, USA, Virginia, USA, and anywhere you are in Canada or South America. Hi Franco, are you here with us? And Pilipinas, magandang gabi po. And of course, South Korea. Occasionally we have viewers from South Korea and somewhere, maybe Nepal or what is the other one?
Bhutan?
No, the other one, Bangladesh or something. Yeah. I think it's a morning time also in Bangladesh, Pakistan, India. Kumusta po? Tara na, magsanay tayo ng Tagalog. Magsanay tayo ng Tagalog. Andito na si Kelly. Yeah. O sige, let me start my thing. Essential questions. Number 1. What root words accept the prefix Paki? Yes, Paki is our prefix for today. And what meaning does the prefix Paki bring? Yeah. Pakihintay lang. Okay. How do I use the Paki plus root word in Tagalog sentence, in a Tagalog sentence? And of course, this is a bonus topic. What does utang na loob mean? Do you know utang na loob, Bruce?
No.
No. How about Kelly? And do you know utang na loob? We will talk about that today. Yeah. And before we proceed, let's introduce our community, or not just me, but the whole community. There you go. So are you listening to our sound, Bruce? Is my sound okay, loud and clear?
I sound amazing.
You only, not me.
So if I sound good, that good from over here, you sound perfect.
Okay, maybe. I'll take that from you. If you are new in this channel and you are just starting Tagalog, the challenge I want to give you is to increase your vocabulary. Yeah, word for word is okay. And then a little bit of phrases, common phrases, right? Phrases that you would like to say hi to people or start a conversation with locals. With prefix Paki, let's start with animation. And the way, if you have been following me for a while now, of course you're very familiar on how I introduce our prefix lessons. And of course, let's start with root word. And yes, root word, it's the base word when you mean increasing your vocabulary in Tagalog. And then, if you know some root words, a few of root words, then you will know prefixes. Let me return to that. You will know prefixes. I'm crazy. You will know some prefixes. And then, of course, an example later. We will have more examples here. A prefix, sometimes a prefix or not prefix, it could be infix. Sometimes it can be suffix. But of course, this is a series of video and tutorial on how to increase your vocabulary words. I start off with prefixes. And sometimes we cannot avoid with prefixes, we will have infixes, especially on verbs. Yes, prefix, root words, if you have these two, and then let's find out if these two will connect with each other or will work with each other. So just in case it works together, then you have one new word, or I consider one unit, prefix, root word. Okay, prefix, root word. Yes, Kelly said, let me, and then let me continue first with my animation, and I'll return to Kelly's message. Okay, next. Let's have, okay, before I proceed with halimbawa, let me see that. I think I know what utang na loob means, yes. Let's talk about utang na loob after this vocabulary building. Yeah. Halimbawa, okay. Halimbawa means examples, yes. If you are new in Tagalog, language, halimbawa means example. And one example of root word is usap. Usap. Usap, Bruce, literally means talk. Talk or you have to communicate. Usap. Talk. Talk or speak. Usap. Yeah, speak. Yeah. Usap. Yeah. Let's expound it later. And then another prefix is paki. Yes, this time is paki. Paki is such a fun word in Tagalog. If you are new in this in Tagalog and you want to impress your new friends in the Philippines, it's nice to understand paki and to say paki very often. Yeah, paki. And there are 4 people watching other than Kelly who's with me. Please say hi. What do you know about Paki? Yes, let's start off with the root word usap. Usap means talk or speak. Yes, it depends on how you use speak in a sentence. Okay. And then let's have these two. Oop. Yeah, Paki and Usap. This is the question. Will they work together? Paki and Usap. Will they work together? And let's see what our animation will bring us. Yeah, okay. And next. So it looks like Paki and Usap is one whole word in Tagalog. Did you get that? Did you follow, Bruce?
Yes.
Paki usap is the new word now. Paki usap. What does paki usap mean? Of course, paki usap, I will tell you in the following pages. Yes. Hi, Morris. Morris Gatdula. Yay. Welcome. Kumusta? Sabi mo.
Kumusta, Morris?
Yes, Morris. Sabi niya, kumusta po, ma'am? Kumusta naman, Morris? Mabuti ako. Salamat, nandito ka. Are you a Filipino? Yes, if you are Filipino, welcome to our community. Please connect with us and maybe you can help people learn Tagalog. Or if not, and you want to learn Tagalog, come and sit down, relax. Have a pen and paper, please. Okay. And next, let's move on. Yes, let's start off with the lesson for today. Yes, and unlapi. Unlapi means prefix. Prefix. I can see I've been hit by search keywords asking what is unlapi. Yes. And now here you go, unlapi. I should make a short video about unlapi because it's showing up on search results. Unlapi means prefix. So the specific prefix for today is paki. Paki. Okay, let's understand. Let's absorb what's the meaning, how it means. So paki means please. Yes, please. Paki. Bruce, paki, please. It's easy to remember. Paki means please. Yes, please. So it results in an imperative verb. So imperative, which means asking for permission, for a permission. Paki, yes. Paki, asking for a permission. Also being polite. Being polite. It's very nice prefix. Being polite. Paki. And also asking for a favor. Why not? Why not? And yeah, when we mean imperative, you would like somebody to do something for you, asking for a favor. It's nice to say paki. Receiving debt of gratitude. Yes, I don't know about American culture or Western culture how they think of debt of gratitude. But of course, this debt of gratitude is what we mentioned earlier. We call utang na loob. Utang na loob. Yep. Bruce, when you hear of debt of gratitude, what does it mean in American culture?
It means you owe me money.
Oh, just money, just
No,
monetary.
Kidding.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I mean, so is that what you mean by
No.
debt of gratitude?
The debt of gratitude is different. It's like if somebody does something good for you or nice, or they do a huge personal favor, not monetary favor,
Okay, I think it's
then-
the same.
then you're grateful to them for helping you.
Oh, okay. I think that's the same. Why we mean what Filipinos mean of that. Yeah, interesting. We will talk about that later. More of it. Yay. Next. Okay, let's have some examples. Okay, of course, usap means talk, and then you have one word which means pakiusap. Pakiusap. So in short, the way we say pakiusap is the way you mean please, please. Pakiusap. And also you would on Filipino signages for somewhere like on random places you would say pakiusap bawal umihi dito. I should have that kind of graphics here. I forgot to look up on that. Pakiusap bawal umihi dito. Bawal umihi means it's not allowed to pee here. Did you?
You don't have to pee here?
Yeah, pakiusap bawal umihi dito. That's you're not allowed to pee here because of course in the Philippines, especially in the summer, a lot of places people pee everywhere, but not as bad as you know about that. But especially guys, you see, if they see a wall, then they will pee on the wall, right? Yeah, it's disgusting behavior. Pakiusap bawal umihi dito. That is one example of pakiusap sentence. Yeah? And also let's proceed. Other than pakiusap, we have kuha. Kuha means get. So this is how I would like to action on get. Yes, get, take, or get.
You're eating.
No, I'm not putting it. Get. Yes, get. So it means get or take. Kuha, kuhan. So pakikuha. So and then pakikuha. Bruce, I'm so busy here. Pakikuha ng suklay. Please get the comb. I'm going to comb my hair. Pakikuha ng kape. Yes. That kind of application on pakikuha. You are showing me your slippers. That's not a good sign. Okay. Next, abot. Yes, this is good. Pakiabot, especially if you are on a buffet. Yes. Budal fight. Filipinos do budal fight. Bruce experienced budal fight
Little foot yum.
on just a small group. But how about if you are in huge group on budal fight? 16-seater, okay, or 20-seater budal fight. You would say, pakiabot ng lumpia, pakiabot ng kalamansi, pakiabot ng toyo, pakiabot ng bagoong, pakiabot. So, what it means, please pass, pakiabot. Next, tuloy. Tuloy is the root word. We have the new word pakituloy, pakituloy. Yes, and this is happening when you are on discussion, and you, for example, me as a teacher, I am like my student is speaking, and then sometimes I need to interrupt, or yeah, because I'm controlling the forum, the group. So, and then I need to stop somebody. So I would say. And then when I talk, and then I'm done with my talking, I would say to the person or student, pakituloy. Pakituloy ng sinasabi mo. Please continue with what you're talking. Yes, or I'm allowing you to continue. Pakituloy. Pakituloy. And then suyo is another word, pakisuyo. Pakisuyo, if you experience taking a jeepney in the Philippines. Yes, if you know that, what I mean by that, Bruce, jeepney, you have your money, that's because you are far from the driver or the conductor. So, and then crowded. Bayad, yes. And bayad, sometimes it can be followed by pakisuyo. Pakisuyo means...
Never heard that.
Oh, you never heard it, but it's also often said.
No, it isn't. I've never
No,
heard it.
when people next to you, and then for example you're closer to the driver, the person next to you far from the driver would sometimes they would say they would just show the money in front of you, never saying pakisuyo. That's rude kind of action in the Philippines. I was often grumpy.
That's all I ever
Oh,
saw.
that-
That's all I ever saw. They just passed the money.
Yeah, they
out.
just pass the money, but
Never
the
heard
better.
pakisuyo.
Yes, pakisuyo is the good word for that. You say pakisuyo, so that you are asking the person a favor. You didn't hear that. Later, when we return to the
Oh,
Philippines,
I'll be listening.
you will just listen, right? Pakisuyo. Pakisuyo, it means please do this for me. Yes. So sometimes also, like if you remember that incident in the neighbor, baby, when they have to hold the stuff going to their some kind of stuff heavy lifting. Yes, if I were the women there and I saw you coming, I would say, pakisuyo, because the heavy lifting can be done easily by a guy like you.
Oh no!
I would tell
I do
you,
I do
pakisuyo.
remember. I do remember
Pakisuyo.
somebody saying pakisuyo,
Okay.
and it was a lady and a younger guy, and they had bought a mini fridge, and they were trying to shove it into the back of the Jeep, and stuff, and they got it in, and then everybody else along with me was helping them move it forward to the front.
Oh, there
And
you
somebody,
go.
and I heard them say pakisuyo.
Okay,
Okay.
so you got that. It means please help us or please do something. Pakisuyo.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yes. Yeah, remember that. Please do me a favor. Of course, and you are now like more than a beginner or a bit of beginner. Yeah. You have more experience on Tagalog language or
I've just been there.
no, where in the Philippines? No, I just need to move forward on more root words. What I mean, if you are about upper beginner in Tagalog or intermediate in Tagalog, we learned more root words already. Or if you have been following my video tutorials now for about more than 6 months or 1 year, so you've been hearing of dala from me, right? These are always my example. Dala means bring, bili means buy, luto means cook, linis means clean, ayos means fix or put it in order, ayos. Ulit means repeat. Lakasan, lakasan is about new word here maybe, but I know I've mentioned this before. Lakasan means louder, make it louder. Hinaan means make it lower the volume. Hinaan. Buksan, of course, buksan means open up, open it up, open something, right? So now you have these root words. You would say pakidala, pakibili, pakiluto, pakilinis, pakiayos, pakiulit, pakilakasan, pakihinaan, pakibuksan. So you know what it means. Please bring, please buy this, please cook. Hey, Siri, Google. Pakilinis, pakiayos, pakiulit. What am I saying? Pakiluto, please cook. Pakilinis, please clean or please clean up. Pakiayos, please fix or please clean up also or please put it in order. Pakiulit means please repeat. Pakilakasan, please make it louder or volume up, please. Or pakihinaan, the opposite, which is volume down, please. And then pakibuksan, please open or please open up. Yeah. Are you searching for something?
No.
Okay.
With my earbud and listening to the sound and picked up something you said, and I thought you were looking for a definition of Merriam-Webster, and then it was starting to show me the results that.
Okay, so she is interrupting. He or she is interrupting.
Thank you, Google.
Okay.
Always listening.
But Siri is not listening to me. Okay, Google is so masipag. Okay, now, how are you audience doing? Thank you for for what? Keeping me a company, but more to go. Please stay with me now. Let's do this. And what do you see on the picture? Dirty dishes, right? Dirty dishes. Bruce, do you appreciate this page?
No.
No.
I do not.
Oh, why? Yeah. So let's have example. Pakíhugasan ang mga pinggan. I didn't need to tell this because Bruce did it already. Pakíhugasan ang mga pinggan. But no, it's not.
Of course, I'm the only one that does them.
No, but it's not you. It's the machine. It's the
I
machine.
still gotta get them ready.
Okay. Pakíhugasan ang mga pinggan. Pinggan for plates literally means plate. But of course, if you mean collection of this, including glasswares. Speaking of glasswares, I have a merchandise. Please order some glasswares over there. I'll show you the link later. Okay. Bottled water and mug. And yes, thank you, Taj, for promoting our merchandise. Are you here with us, Taj? And yes, Kelly, thank you for buying. Yes, pakíhugasan ang mga pinggan. If you don't want to use pinggan, which because you mean everything, including spoon and fork and knives and glasswares. Pakíhugasan ang mga pinagkainan. Kelly, I don't know if this is new to you. Maybe not. Pinagkainan, root word kain. But of course, later on one-on-one, we will talk about this. Pinagkainan. Pinagkainan has become a verb already. Conjugated. Past tense. Pinagkainan. But in this case, a verb but used as a noun in a sentence. Pinaghugasan ang mga pinagkainan. Pakíhugasan ang mga pinggan. So in English, you mean, please wash the dishes. Yay. It's new to me. Kelly said, pinagkainan. Yeah, one-on-one, we will talk about this. Yeah. And let's do next example. This, look at the picture. Bruce, what do you think of the picture? Oh, of course, you're... Yes, we are on page 14 already. Yes. Pakipasa ang memong ito sa mga managers. Of course, Taglish, it's hard to translate Taglish anymore in Tagalog. So, business setting, okay, charot, charot, you know that. Pakipasa ang memong ito sa mga managers. And of course, in English, it means, please pass this memo. Oh, it's, okay, here, to the managers. Please pass this memo to the managers. So, I hope that my graphic matches the example, sentence example, Bruce. That is what I want to ask from you. And let's do next. Yes, 5 people watching. Hi, if you just got in, kumusta po? Nasaan kayo ngayon? Where are you watching me from? Yeah. Where are you tuning in? Is that a good question in English? Where are you tuning in? From. Where are you tuning from?
No, where are you tuning in?
From. Okay. I'm learning. Where are you tuning in from? You. Okay. Yeah. And let's do that. Okay. What do you think is my example here based on the picture I'm showing you? Yeah. Pakíhinaan ang TV. Pakíhinaan ang TV. You can of course replace it with pakíhinaan ang karaoke. Imagine if you are in the Philippines, karaoke or videoke. Your neighbors are partying until morning time. You will yell, pakíhinaan. Pakíhinaan ang karaoke. I don't know if they will listen to you. Right? Yeah, in Cavite with my crazy neighborhood. Okay. And then it means, yeah, you can replace TV with radio. Yes, what else? Radio. Or in English you say radio. Radio. In Tagalog we say radio. Yeah. So yeah, it was a last meeting with Kelly. I was trying to teach her, given the English words, how you would like to to
Two.
spell it in Tagalog. Yes, Kelly knows how to spell it in Tagalog. Given some English words with no Tagalog translation, just like radio. Radio, there is a Tagalog translation, but you have to change the spelling a little bit. Radio, TV, TV in Tagalog, okay, but TV is just okay. Please volume down. Is this a good sentence, Bruce, with regards to volume, Pakíhinaan? Please volume down. I heard you say it.
No.
I heard mom say it. No?
No.
What is a good English?
Please turn the volume down.
Ah, okay, okay. Let
Because you
me.
need an action. The action is turn.
Okay, so I like that. Radio,
But
radio.
that's a go back though when TVs used to be old fashioned. Back in the days when we were kids and we were dinosaurs to school,
Yeah.
you'd have to physically turn the volume down instead
Yeah.
of just pressing a button.
Yeah, please please turn the volume down. You want a verb here. Yes, Kelly said radio, radio. The other one, Kelly, the later one, Y-O, no J. There's no J in Tagalog alphabet, in the old Tagalog alphabet.
What about
So,
the new Tagalog
huh?
alphabet?
So Kelly got the other spelling, radio.
So what about the new one?
New with the new alphabet, these words, these letters are already included, like J, C,
And V.
X, and V and F already included. But it's weird. But of course, with all these borrowed or adapted letters, it shows that technical terms are just alright not to change its spelling.
Time to go back to the Tagalog kanji.
Yeah, it's better, right?
Bye-bye.
No, yeah. Some people want that. Yeah. Yes. So, yes, it's another topic about converting English letters into Tagalog. Yes. So, if you want to learn from me, one-on-one premium classes, we will discuss everything on one-on-one. Yay. Until you are speaking like natives, right? And let me change this. Let me change. Please, what does it mean? Please turn volume. Is that good? Turn volume down.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Please turn volume down. Now, Kelly, let me. Okay, of course, Tagalog. Thank you is salamat. Of course, there could be way also to say thank you in Tagalog because there's no th in Filipino. How do you think thank you be
Salamat.
salamat, but thank you in Tagalog could be written. Okay, please turn volume down. Okay. Of course, as I said, let's not focus on English grammar. We will focus on Tagalog. But of course, if my English is not right, you will not be able to understand me. Okay, next. Okay, let's move on. And yes, and before we proceed, please, yeah, thank you for 5 likes already. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you are watching me on delayed, that telecast, broadcast, replay, recorded live, yes, please consider subscribing. There are lots of unsubscribed viewers, I wonder. Please subscribe. And yeah, it helps me it helps my video or my channel get recommended if you continue subscribing and hitting the like button, and also my other videos, please watch them. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're not done yet. More topics to discuss. Let's do that. And of course, we are also doing premium classes one-on-one. Please check it out. And this is our link our URL. And of course, just so you know who we are also, it is downloadable via iOS or Android, right? Yes, to your uh, gadgets, mobile. Yeah, next. And yes, let's talk about kultura. Kultura, culture, Bruce. Culture, in Tagalog, it's kultura. Kultura. Yes. Culture, and here is about utang na loob. Let's talk about utang na loob because of this things such as
That's my
paki.
favorite soup.
Utang na loob. Your favorite soup? No, utang na loob. Okay, so it's an implied obligation, an implied obligation to pay back a person who has done a certain degree of impact or transformation or help in one's life. So with my definition, does it that is go with what you hear of debt of gratitude?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So obligation to pay back. Yeah. Obligation to pay back. This is very difficult thing. It's both positive and negative in among Filipino culture. It's a good what is this value to treasure, but of course if it goes towards the extreme, it can be bad also. I'll tell you about that. And of course, utang na loob means debt, and then loob means inside or your internal what discretion or what or belief system or internal conviction, right? Iloob. So utang na loob. Yes, what did Kelly say? Yes, I think she heard of utang na loob already. Okay, and so the repayment is non-quantifiable. Yeah, so I really want to discuss this because we are talking about pakiusap, pakisuyo, stuff like that. So it's not that always you needing something, but of course, what about the other party doing something for you, right? So utang na loob, this is a two-party kind of. It involves two parties in the event of utang na loob. Okay, and let's do that. Oh, but of course, before we proceed, among Filipino culture, the very first and most important party or person to people to be involved in your utang na loob in life are your parents. So we pay back to our parents in terms of utang na loob, right? So you get that, Bruce? Everybody, we are not exempted, are part of paying back our parents. So that's for utang na loob. Okay. Because of course they took care of you when you were still helpless, right, and raised you as a kid. That's something that you cannot quantify. How are you going to pay back that kind of impact, right? Is it in impact? Yeah. And of course there are two parties. One is the giver, and then the other one is the recipient. The giver and the recipient. And then next. Okay, so more on, well, let me do this again. Yeah, more comment. Utang na loob. That's why did I say that these are both why did I say that these are both positive and negative in our culture? Yeah, I will make a short speech or this can be longer, so fasten your belt. Okay, but anyway, and good point is that we want to pay back our parents. It's an obligation, it's an unsaid obligation, but of course Oh, how about if you're the parent and then you really just want to keep a child because of your selfish intention? That's not good, of course, right? Also, I want to be a parent so that people or my children will pay me back. That's not good, right? But of course, it happens in the Philippines. Among Filipinos, a lot of them wanted to keep children or a child, so that because they are afraid of being alone, that no one will be able to help them. Okay, and of course, being children, being what child of the parents, of course, the challenge is that you better be what maalwan ang buhay. What is maalwan in ang buhay in Tagalog? Comfortable life, yes, because of course if you are already adult and so you have your own family, and then how are you going to look after your parents if you are struggling with your own family, right? Or you are in difficulty with your own family. So how are you going to pay it back? That's the question. That's the challenge. In the Philippines, it's not the same in first world countries wherein there are programs for elderly people, right? In the Filipinos, it's really just like we are obliged to take care of our parents on their old age, right? And yes, that is in terms of utang na loob. Okay, so not just on parent-children relationship. It happens on in the community because this is the reality. If you want to understand the Filipino language, of course culture, you better understand it first, right? So what is the difference between Western culture and Eastern culture? It's a nice interesting topic. I would say again, Bruce, maybe you can contribute on this discussion. Western culture, or let's speak of Eastern first. Eastern, or basically Filipino culture. Filipino culture are communal. We belong in community. Family, extended family, uncles, grandpa, and even families that you just know, oh, they are part of the family. That's why we always say tita, tito to other people. That is like, oh, how come they become tito or tita? Because culturally we consider the community. Even if we are not related by blood, we consider them as part of the family. And then if you don't understand and there's difficulty on your choosing words or translating the meaning of Filipino or Tagalog words, that's something you need to really understand. Our especially on verbs or what. So it's important to understand the communal community nature of our culture, whereas in the in the West, this is for you, Bruce. Western culture, individualistic, not much of the community. So it's like always I can handle it, things like that. I can do it my own, and then my parents, they have good things, and then I have to focus on myself only. I think that is how Eastern basically culture is. You have something to say?
It's not that cut and dried.
Not? I don't know. So what? So tell me about what I say on how are you would like to add on the way I say that Filipino culture is communal. What is it the other side of our communal kind of approach to living as opposed to what is Eastern? What is Western? What is Western?
If it's not as broad communally as what it is there, but here it's I say it's a much smaller, tighter group of things. So it could be a group of friends, could be a group of people from whatever church they go to. It could be immediate family or just your own built family out of your friends and acquaintances that you have. And it wouldn't be as large as a lot of family members, but still you would try to help out to, at least to a point,
Yeah.
those people and such.
But not, I mean, that not as the way we handle the community, as the way you are being in a community in this culture. Of course, it's really not precise, right? It's not that precise. Yes, there is a need for you to have a social circle to some degree. But the way we think about it is about our community, especially on our words and phrases and the way we. Because I like to think of the way, why we have these words, because we belong to community. We express our words because of the community, whereas in Western culture, your words are just that for individual. Like when we both watched that documentary saying that Eastern culture, they look at the environment, whereas Western culture, they look at the object. The object. So that's what I mean by communal versus individualistic. So your Western culture or mindset is just centered on the individual property. Of course, I'm not saying that you don't care about your community and family. Of course, you do care about
Well,
it.
you're
But
talking in the basis of language and how that's set up, where you guys have, well, what you're positing here as far as that with the languages. But you have to keep in mind, though, too, in Western European languages, we have pronouns, and we have individualistic things like I and me and I, me, mine, kind of stuff. As where you guys don't have personal pronouns. You use sie and sha and stuff like that. So that's why I think it comes off that way, and maybe even an attitude, to where the West is more individual-centered than the East being more group-centered.
yeah, group centered in the East, right? So yes, and so that's what I want to, which is the reality, and more on centered on the object, and that's why the way Western language structure is that you start off with subject first, the matter first, whereas Filipino language we start off with details, and then we set the topic last.
Yep.
That's obviously the difference between why, because Eastern culture more on the community, the environment. So we say the details first. So diba, we say the verbs first, we say what happened first, we say the adjective first before we say the subject. Like for example, when I say fireplace, if you remember that, what was that example when I say about the fireplace? Patay na. Patay na, which means dead. Right? I'm referring to the wood in the fireplace. So the way we say it, initially I saw the fireplace, I was with Bruce, and then I look up the fireplace. I initially said, patay na. So I said the condition first, which I mean patay na is the fire is out. Yeah, in English you say the fire. So in Tagalog we say patay na. And then when I'm referring to the fireplace, the wood, no more flame on the wood. So I just say patay na, and I'm using either my lips or my fingertips to refer to the fireplace. Do you remember that incident, Bruce, when I say that? Notice that about the fireplace,
Yes.
right? So in English you say the fireplace or the wood. The wood. What is the next? What is a good English? word to say about that word that's in that sentence? The wood lost its fire. How do you say
The
that?
fire went out,
Okay.
or burnt out.
Yes, the fire went out. The fire went out. I'm referring to the wood on the fireplace, right? The fire went out. The Filipinos would say, patay na ang apoy. Patay na ang apoy. So, patay na, it means dead, is the flame or the apoy is flame. Okay, this is one good example. So, that's what I mean between communal or environment versus individual or object or subject. Yay! I hope I was able to demonstrate it in depth, or I've given you a good picture on what I say, on what I want to help you understand why to Western speakers or English speakers particularly, why is it difficult for them to understand or to learn Tagalog? So if it's difficult to learn Tagalog, that's all right. Just continue speaking the language, and of course, what I say, word for word, you will understand, and also understand our culture. It's easier for you. Yes, and let's proceed. I've got it longer, and you are still here with me. Thank you for listening. Comment please on that discussion. And yes, let's move on. And then I would like to say utang na loob. Again, I would like to say the bad part here in the Philippines, yeah, Philippine culture. Yes, you want to understand the language and also politics and what. Why is the Philippines that kind of country? Let's see. Utang na loob is one. Especially when choosing politicians, right? This is the very. That's why I say utang na loob is both bad and good. People tend to choose our leaders because of utang na loob, and that's the bad part. Even if especially there are politicians that are corrupt, right? So even if people know that the politicians are corrupt, they have this kind of utang na loob to people. Yeah, and it's bad. You know what I mean, Bruce, about that?
I was
That
yawning. Sorry. What?
is depth of gratitude. For example, you're mayor in town, and then people tend to let the mayor be elected again and again because people and masses have certain kind of utang na loob to the politician, because it's a kind of vote buying, and this group of these politicians they have long preparations before they enter the politics. They do goodwill and other stuff, like for example, here what you call here is social service, which is just right. Yeah, but in the Philippines it has gotten what darker in color. There's dark side on doing good deeds to masses. So they want to do it because they have this plan to run in government office. And then if you are in the other side, which are the masses who are really helpless, so you want these people help you, and then regardless whether that politician is capable, has a capacity to manage the country or the town. So because of utang na loob, that person would run the office. And that's the reason why Filipinos or the country is not progressing. We are bad on choosing our leaders. Right. I think that's what I would like to say on that about utang na loob. Yes, and let's do next. Yes, and of course, What is utang na loob? Let's take it on the lighter side, which is a positive side. I want to focus on the positive side going to this page. Utang na loob, like the concept of karma, because of course karma is just like if you are doing good deeds to other people, let if you believe in God, or maybe it's God who would pay it back, not the person, but let the future do its course for you because of this goodwill that you did to people. And then of course, if you are following the Bible, it's what they say, what you sow or is what you reap. And of course, if you sow good deeds, you're going to reap good deeds. So again, but of course, this kind of utang na loob can be universal, and it's not just for Filipino culture, right? So you do goodwill to people. But in the Philippines, this utang na loob has gone into extreme two opposite sides already. That's my point. And yes, let's do next. And yes, I think that's my commentary on utang na loob. And yes, please remember that we have our website aralinworld.com. I'm just starting putting up my contents up there, and I'm going to fill more lessons over there. Some are for membership contents for members only. And let's do next. And of course, we are on Instagram, and we are on Facebook, Tagalog with Albine, and we are Coach_Albine on Instagram. And let's proceed. Okay, I have more. Okay, pakialam. I think that my video is long already. Do I need to cut it? Do I need to cut it? Or let me just make this faster. Pakialam is another word, but it is not a verb. This is just nouns. Pakialam means concern. Alam, from the word alam, which is no. Pakialam means concern. And then pakiwari means intuition. And then pakiramdam means feeling. So these three words are not the same as the other ones, so it doesn't mean that you do me a favor or do something for me. These are just noun that reflects the internal matters of you as an individual, right? As simple as concern or intuition or feeling. Pakí, it starts with the word pakí. And yes, yeah, and I have some. These are just examples. Let me just, malaki na ako at wala ka ng pakialam. So in English, I'm grown up and don't bother. Wala kang pakialam means don't bother. I'm grown up. Fast track, because we are getting longer. The video has gotten longer. Sa pakiwari ko'y mananalo ang paborito mong koponan sa basketball. My intuition, pakiwari for intuition. My intuition says your favorite basketball team will win. Yes. And next, yes, of course, thank you for our sponsor, and it is LOLO of Switzerland. Maraming salamat po, LOLO of Switzerland, for your help and for your support. Yes, thank you so much. And be like LOLO, of course. There's the link down in the description. I don't need to say anymore, and because we are running out of time. And yes, I just have to do this later, and that. And yes, wrap up now. Yes, there are still 4 people watching. Thank you so much for being here with me. Tell me if I need to go back in depth more next week. All right, let's do that. You learned some root words that prefix Paki may be applied to, and you learned the meaning of the word when the prefix Paki is applied, and then you learned how to use Paki plus root word in Tagalog sentence. You learned about utang na loob. Yes, thank you for listening to me. And what else? No question. Why are you so quiet? And yeah, and I hope that you have a good week. And I will be there for you tomorrow for session 1 and session 2 coaching, group coaching. Saturday coaching call. Yes, remember that, please. And next meeting, maybe next week, we will do maki prefix. Maki. Because we just had paki. This time we will have maki. Okay. And let's cut it short. Short now. Bruce is so yawning. Yes. And I'm sending love, healing, protection, light your way. Maraming salamat po. Magkita tayong muli. Mabuhay!